Hey, this is Wookie from Mandala Studios. Welcome to the workshop. Today's video, it's make a foam book prop for one foam fabrication. To start off with, we're going to cut out some plastozote foam blocks. This is LD45 plastozote, 24mm thick. I very much tend to stick to 3, 6, 12 and 24 for my thicknesses of foam, just so they stack together nicely. So first of all, I'm just roughing out an idea of how much space I'm going to need to cut out. I know roughly how big the foam block is going to be, so we just take a knife, sharpen it. This foam cuts really nicely with a sharp knife and really badly with a dull one. And just with a steel ruler, just whip it down into block sizes. We don't need to be too accurate with this because we're going to trim everything down to actual size with the bandsaw in a little while. This is just so it's easier to manage in the bandsaw sanding room, because it's quite a small room. And there you go, pile of blocks. So then we're going to set a width for the bandsaw blade, and we're going to square up the blocks on one side and then cut to width the other side, so that everything is nice and even. Make sure you're using the guard to keep everything even, parallel, and just keep slicing off that edge. Then we do it the other way to create the length of the blocks. And that gives us a whole stack of blocks. Then to make the spine, we're going to route over the side with a corner bit on the router. So to do that, we're just going to use a rough guide and a bit of wood so that we know we're just scooting the edge off the thing. You can just use the bearing on the router bit, but the foam's quite soft and it's very easy to bite into the edge, so I like to back it up with the bit of wood. Then we just smooth over that to take off any excess flashing from the router, and just neaten everything up. So now we're going to do the craft foam covers. Before we get the covers on, we need to add the bookmark position. So we just tape them all down to a bit of card, then just with a bit of spray glue add a piece of ribbon to each book, which will act as the bookmark and will give us something to hang when we're latexing them later. Spray glue, so it's just apply a thin coat to each side, leave to dry, and touch dry, then put together. Then we're going to put the book covers themselves on, and again we're going to use spray glue for this. Spray it on each side, leave it to dry, it takes a few minutes, then push them together. So we're doing one side, push that on nice and firm, create a whole pile of those. You can see we're just leaving a little gap around the edge to create that book cover sort of feeling. You probably won't be able to see, but when we did the sanding, we sanded with quite a coarse sandpaper, so there's some scratchiness on the page side of the book as well. Now we lay out the books and apply spray glue over the cover and the other part of the block, then just roll the pieces down to create a nice even pressure so it doesn't buckle, and that gives us the cover. Then just cut off that excess. You could use a ruler, probably should use a ruler, but I'm just doing it by eye with the thickness of the back of the knife blade to get that overlap pretty even. Doesn't need to be perfect. Now we're just covering the ribbon with a bit of masking tape folded up at the end so it doesn't get covered in latex in a moment, or in the next video in fact. This takes a lot of time and it's really annoying, but it's better than trying to cut off the latex later. Now we're going to laser etch the writing for the title of the book, so that's just us resizing the writing, getting everything set up ready to go, and we put the book in the laser. We're going to set a position in the laser that's easy for us to find again and again and again as we reproduce each book. So we just put the marker in. We're going to set the depth, set the position. We're going to find the center point of the book, and there we go. The laser will rattle out some easy etching that you really couldn't do by hand. There you go, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed.